Only this person can destroy all the narcissists in this world. Is that you? I categorize empaths into 4 distinct groups: standard, codependent, super, and contagion. It's quite uncommon for an individual to fit perfectly into just one category. Instead, they typically exhibit traits from at least one other group, and sometimes even all 4. As you might expect, people often proclaim, "I'm an extreme empath." While they may indeed be correct, it's the empath detection test that can confirm whether this is the case or not. Though some individuals occasionally validate their identity as super empaths, most of the time their claim is inaccurate. They seem to have a deep-seated need to believe they are more exceptional than they truly are, not in the same way as narcissists do, but because they perceive themselves as super empaths after surviving the actions of a narcissist and emerging stronger. Kudos to them for that. However, this possibility applies to all empaths, not just those who are predominantly super or possess a smaller portion of themselves that is often super. Conversely, mid-range narcissists assert that they embody the epitome of empathy. Their inflated self-worth aligns with the belief of being superior. The super empath's perception is akin to that of a superhero who, against all odds, conquers the narcissist and makes them weep and express despair. Unaware mid-range narcissists may advise others that confronting them directly will defeat them, but in reality, it will only intensify your uncontrolled emotions, make you susceptible to harm, and feed their emotional energy. An empath is a level-headed and composed individual who understands that the best solution is to distance themselves. This behavior is at odds with the self-perception of the mid-range narcissist, who proudly declares, "I don't retreat," even though in reality they tend to be quite cowardly. Instead, they wish to view themselves as brave and proactive heroes who have successfully confronted and defeated the malevolent narcissist. While many individuals may claim to be super empaths, they are, in fact, a relatively rare subset of empaths. Although some people may exhibit a few super empathic traits, true super empaths are few and far between. Surprisingly, super empaths often fail to overcome the narcissist due to the limited effectiveness of their super empathic qualities. A hyper empath is someone who senses when something is amiss or inappropriate earlier than other empaths. They do resist the narcissist, but not with the aim of overpowering or driving them away. Instead of fearing the hyper-empath, the narcissist perceives a challenge to their authority, which triggers their reaction. No, the hyper-empath defends themselves with their exceptional qualities. They do not respond aggressively to the narcissist's devaluation. They may initially absorb some of it due to their heightened emotional sensitivity, and they might not even recognize that they are dealing with a narcissist at first. However, they establish boundaries and push back sooner than other empaths, not to overpower the narcissist, but to protect themselves and prevent further mistreatment. They draw a line in the sand, much like Gandalf, and declare, "You shall not pass." Their role is to hold their ground and not engage in an offensive against the narcissist, regardless of the narcissist's level, lesser, moderate, extreme, or greater. Usually, their empathic traits encompass not only robust narcissistic qualities, but also even more powerful empathic traits. When individuals experience the detrimental effects of the narcissist's mistreatment, their narcissistic traits, like arrogance or pride, become evident, while their empathic trait of justice becomes prominently visible. As a result, they tend to engage in disputes to demonstrate their conviction. Despite their susceptibility to emotional reasoning, which may lead them to persist in arguments when disengagement would be wiser, they do not succumb to devaluation phases like other empaths. Being a highly empathetic individual does not entail constant anger and loss of control towards the narcissist. Instead, the focus should be on resistance, resilience, maintaining one's position, and discerning the right moment to disengage. The ultra-empath will confront the narcissist, albeit from a defensive standpoint. However, the intent to defeat the narcissist is irrelevant. This is not the behavior of a highly empathetic individual. They are more inclined to protect themselves by cutting off all contact with the narcissist and distancing themselves from the narcissist's harmful influence. Despite their heightened emotional intelligence, which may prompt them to consider doing otherwise, they are unwilling to engage in direct confrontation with the narcissist. As they develop greater emotional control and logical reasoning, they come to understand that challenging the narcissist is futile. Instead, they erect a protective barrier around themselves, secure themselves within this sanctuary, ensure they are no longer being harmed, and free themselves from the narcissist's grip. Highly resilient individuals, or super empaths, are better equipped to withstand the detrimental behaviors displayed by the narcissist during the devaluation phase. While this may not necessarily lead to the narcissist's defeat, it can cause them to withdraw. Super empaths can still be influenced by specific types of narcissists, particularly those lower on the narcissistic spectrum, through control tactics and emotional manipulation. Super empaths may struggle to fully control their emotions to avoid displaying such sentiments. However, they excel at becoming less malleable and difficult for the narcissist to control. Super empaths naturally attract all narcissists due to their empathic nature. However, certain narcissists are more skilled at exerting control over super empaths, which poses a challenge for lower-level narcissists. These lower-level narcissists typically prefer other types of empaths over super empaths. While they might wish to control a super empath, their personality type is more inclined to choose a codependent individual, which is more prevalent than a super empath. When devaluation begins at the start of a relationship, super empaths are better equipped to resist the narcissist's control tactics. Higher-level narcissists, such as greeters and ultras, relish the challenge and see it as an opportunity to exercise their manipulative skills. However, middle-range and lower-range individuals are more likely to disengage from the relationship. This can be attributed to the super empath's resistance, or the narcissist's realization that the super empath can anticipate and adapt to their actions. It is not accurate, however, to claim that only highly empathic individuals can overcome a narcissist. Empaths, in general, often exhibit characteristics that maintain their involvement with the narcissist, such as trying to heal or fix them, seeking the truth about the relationship, showing compassion for the narcissist's shortcomings, and more. These actions do not necessarily result in defeating the narcissist. If such an outcome were to occur, it could be achieved by any empath, whether they belong to the super, contagion, standard, or codependent groups. This is sometimes referred to as the assassin's revenge. However, this is a rare occurrence because reducing emotional reasoning activates their natural empathy, discouraging them from taking such action. While highly empathic individuals may have a higher inclination towards seeking assassin's revenge and dismantling the narcissistic pillars, they are still more likely to opt for a no-contact vengeance strategy rather than pursuing the assassin's revenge. As previously mentioned, it is not exclusively the highly empathic who can achieve this outcome. Super empaths have the ability to bring down the narcissistic pillars. While all empaths possess this capability, their choice to employ it is another matter entirely. In general, they are unlikely to do so because attempting it too early, when their emotional state is still highly charged, would likely lead to failure in achieving the assassin's vengeance. Whether an empath is codependent or a super empath, launching revenge on a narcissist while emotional thinking remains high and the no-contact period is in its early stages will almost certainly result in failure. To reduce emotional thinking to its lowest level, at least 6 months of complete separation from all contact is required. Success becomes considerably more likely if the empath maintains intentions of pursuing assassin's vengeance and dismantling the narcissistic pillars, although this is a significant condition. This should be done from a distance, with a low emotional quotient, adopting a sniper-like approach, and employing cold, logical reasoning. Moreover, the narcissist remains unaware of these actions, as sufficient time has passed for them to no longer immediately link these behaviors to the empath. They might even suspect that someone else is remotely monitoring them. The problem arises when an empath, immediately after escaping or disengaging, seeks assassin's vengeance. Their emotional thinking remains at an extreme level, making it challenging to execute effectively. They risk being pulled back into intimate combat with the narcissist. Regardless of the empath's type, a 6-month period without any contact is essential. Ultimately, the type of empath is irrelevant. Any of them could choose assassin's vengeance. However, many choose not to pursue it as their intense emotional distress diminishes, and they lose their desire for such vengeance. They find satisfaction in their non-contact retaliation. Hence, the assertion that only ultra-empaths can defeat narcissists is inaccurate, as such individuals rarely succeed in toppling the narcissistic pillars. The majority of individuals fail for one of the following reasons. They either lack the capability, attempt it too soon with excessive emotionality and fail, or lose their desire to proceed once their emotional state subsides. However, anyone, regardless of empath type, can succeed if they are motivated to do so after 6 months of isolation. It is not an exclusive skill of super empaths. Majority contagion empaths, majority codependent empaths, and majority standard empaths can also achieve this feat. Disengagement is more frequently initiated by super empaths compared to other empathic victims. It's not about the narcissist developing a fear of the super empath. That would be absurd. On the contrary, narcissists, especially those in the lower and middle ranges, are more likely to intuitively recognize that the super empath is unmanageable and therefore disengage. Extreme or greater narcissists may escalate their efforts to control the super empath rather than disengaging. This could prompt the super empath to seek an escape, as empaths typically resist negative behaviors during devaluation, initiate disengagement, and attempt to flee. Super empaths experience less numbness or body malfunction compared to other empaths, although they may still reach that stage, making them considerably less likely to deteriorate rapidly and become numb. Therefore, the misconception that only an empath can defeat a narcissist is unfounded and has been corrected once again. We appreciate your engagement in this comprehensive exploration of the dynamics between narcissists and super empaths. We hope this information has provided you with valuable insights and clarity. If you find this material helpful, please remember to like, share, and subscribe for more enlightening discussions. Stay tuned for our next investigation, and in the meantime, continue your quest for knowledge and understanding.